What's up?
Hey.
Got everyone here.
Am I on the right link? What's up, man?
Oh, Natalie, what's up?
Hi.
I see Drea.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Natalie.
You look gorgeous.
What's up?
I miss you. This is my sister.
Hi, sis.
Hi. She's my sister, so she would be transcribing every word and every thought.
What's up? I got it. My bad.
So should I mute?
You don't have to know.
You see what that money
Let's go.
Felix! The boy!
Hi. Is that Valley House?
What's up, everybody?
Oh God, how many people are on this?
We lit. I love that guy.
There you go.
Can they see it?
The boy.
Hey.
Donovan!
Oh my God.
Felix.
Felix, you looking like a... Oh my God.
Oh, he's back! We're just in! What's good?
What's good?
Oh, it's all the houses.
How are you doing?
What the?
Good, how are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good. I hope you all stay safe.
I'm in Nigeria now.
Alright.
Hello, everyone.
All right.
Alright, guys.
Oh, what's up?
What's up, baby?
If everyone could put themselves on mute for a second so there's no noise, we can quickly just kick it off.
I am. No, it's not.
Where's Ari?
Right here.
There she is. Okay, great. Well, we're really excited that we were able to put this together. Gary and I have both known Ari for a very, very long time. We're huge fans of everything that she's up to out there and just her as a human being. So we're excited we're getting to do this. My name's Brian Harwood. I'm the CEO of what we call Gallery Media Group, which is the media and publishing arm of VaynerX, which is what Gary is the chairman of. And we wanted to put this together so that Gary, I wanted to make this into a format where we got some questions in advance. So I'll spit them out to you guys, but then also just kind of open it up afterwards for Q&A, the chat roll, all of
It's
this.
Felix.
They should roll the whole time.
A quick round of intros,
I do. I'm just worried that because we had a meeting, as you know, Ryan, where the intros took up the entire time, and I have a hard stop.
Yeah.
So maybe maybe if we try to go super fast, or maybe we do super fast or whatever works best. But I don't want to take all the time for intros. Obviously, I'm worried about that.
Cool. So then, let's skip intros, but when everybody does Q&A afterwards, if you want to introduce yourself before you ask a question, that would be awesome. The majority of folks on this call right now are people that are spending a lot of time and energy on TikTok in a lot of different capacities, different passion pillars, different genres of content. And we'd love to hear from you to kick it off before I go into some of the Q&A that was offered. Like, why do you have such passion for the platform right now? And where do you think these guys could really
obviously pay attention quite a bit. A lot of people here have already like actually won on TikTok. The reason I love the platform is because the attention of human beings is on it. For a lot of you, especially as I'm kind of looking in and zooming in on some of the pictures, a lot of you have been following me long enough to know I have no emotions to any platform. I don't have some weird affection towards TikTok or Snapchat or Instagram. I have deep needs and value for where people's eyes and ears are, and I've been historically good at understanding where they are a little bit sooner than others. So my love for the platform, or however you position it, Ryan, is completely predicated on because people are paying attention to it. As far as winning, it's actually tripling down. A lot of people here, and I know a lot of the influencers here as I'm looking, a lot of people went hard early on and are going less hard now. And that's the opportunity. It's getting harder to go more viral on TikTok, and this is when you have to be more creative and put out more content. And most of this group is going the opposite way. Or at least 7 or 8 faces I'm looking at now without calling out names. So this is cliche. This is the shit I saw from Tila Tequila and Dane Cook on fucking MySpace. This is all historic. It's all the same game. TikTok's organic reach is gonna collapse in the next 18 months, and every person here is gonna wish they posted 2 more times a day, every day for the next year. That's all I have to say. Great to see everybody come to this. But it's like, but it's that fucking real. Like, all of you know, like, everybody here knows the answer. You've been living it. All of you have seen the other platforms. You already saw what happened with Instagram influencers and how that shit went. It's the same shit every time. There's nothing different about TikTok. It just happens to be the spot right now. And maybe it's gonna be the spot for 7 years like Instagram, or it might be 8 months like Vine. But like, when you have your moment, and so many of you have your moment, you have to squeeze the fuck out of it. But then people get fancy, like, I need to make more money, they're not gonna post as much, or they don't collab with it. What most of you got here by being creative and having dirt in your soul and fucking grinding, but then you get to something and you start thinking you're fucking fancy.
I love Dan's smile. Here's a question from Ari. She asked, what's the biggest thing you learned?
Ari, the camera, I know you're one of these group photos, let's see your face.
What's going on? I'm looking at the break.
You're on mute. You're on mute, Art. You're on mute.
From starting Great Story back in the day.
Oh.
What went well and what would you have changed?
What went well was we started the first influencer agency. Like, we discovered, like, literally, Great Story discovered Logan Hall. Like, we created the contest that he won. Like, what I learned was influencer marketing was gonna be real. The reason it didn't kind of exceed or grow was because Jerome, Jar, and I were 50-50 partners, and, that put me in a predicament where, Jerome very quickly, it's a really funny story. I told Jerome every day, the first week we used, that he was gonna eventually become too famous and not want to be the businessman alongside me, but he fought me. He's like, no, Gary, I want to be like you. I want to do the business. But sure enough, in fucking 6 months, he was like the most followed fucking person online, one of the top 5, and he didn't want to do the business anymore. He didn't want to go to the Unilever meeting. He didn't want to fucking manage other talent. He didn't want to tell Rudy Moncuso what to do with the fucking tried and gum campaign. So then I fucking had to do all the work, and I didn't want to do that for 50 cents on the dollar, so the model was broken, and that's okay. I got nothing but crazy love for Jerome. And what I learned there was, that I was right, that influencer marketing was on the verge of becoming fucking ridiculously important.
What year was that?
That was 2013, 14. Actually, let me keep talking. I'm gonna Google the article. I'll be exact what it is.
As to that point, just staying on there, where's Jay? Jay raised his hand.
June 20th, 2013.
Yeah, and thanks for that. I mean, I asked that question because, I was working with a lot of the huge people, and I think these guys are the next sort of crop of talent, and I think, yeah, it's good to know that type of challenge is similar to what we're experiencing, but I think a lot of people here are super excited to have the support of a company that's supporting them in this way.
Yeah, I mean, are you in this? You're doing on a block. Like, what your job is to bring enough value that they think it's better to be with you than somebody else. That's what the fucking company is. Right? Like, you know, influencers will continue to have options, and there's always going to be other people, and a lot of times, you know, so many influencers started with somebody quote unquote smaller than UTA, then went to UTA, and then realized it wasn't as good and go back. It's all the same shit.
Yep. I don't know, is Jay on here right now? Thank you, Gary.
You're welcome.
I don't see him. I'm gonna skip to another question that I like here. Where's Mackenzie? Is she with you, Ari, or no?
No. No. Sorry, I was on mute. No, she's not with me. She's just tuning in on her computer.
Okay.
Ari, you don't have to stay on mute.
Mackenzie asked the question. She said, "I'd love to hear your advice on being able to transition from a social media personality to more mainstream, and how do you make sure people take you seriously for your product or craft and that you aren't a gimmick?"
By not worrying about people's opinions on your gimmick, because everything's a gimmick. Rap music was a fad in 1984. You can't worry about how people think about it. So what Mackenzie's asking is more about the judgment of brands and agents in Hollywood, more than the reality. You got a fucking dentist up here. Like, you know, like that's not what's supposed to pop on TikTok, right? So the biggest thing all of you have to figure out is not worrying about what the market says. I mean, when I went on Musical.ly 5 years ago, like, you know, 39-year-old dudes were not supposed to be on Musical.ly. That was on some, like, you might get arrested shit. You know, like, but I didn't care. I just executed. And so, you know, going mainstream is by either one of two things. Becoming so remarkable at social media that you are omnipresent across all 15 of them, that people know you, or doing a show on Netflix or fucking, you know. But the question becomes, what's the value of mainstream? Do you know how many people here aspire to go on mainstream but will make less money and be less happy than if they just stayed independent within social?
How so?
Natalie is asking, you know, launching a product as a social
Ari,
media
you're muted.
influencer. What if you have a
Keep
great
yours unmuted,
product idea
so if
or
you can talk.
invention idea, yet you're so busy with other things that are working.
Natalie's always fucking busy. Every time I interact with her, she's too fucking busy. Let's go, Natalie. I see you.
I think we're friends now, right?
Yeah, listen, I've literally interacted with you more than I've interacted with Brian, so we're definitely best friends. Natalie, I think the way you need to do it is to find a partner.
Yeah.
That's what I had a potential partner. I didn't tell him the full idea yet. I know this is so annoying when people are like, you gotta sign an NDA, and I don't want to tell you my idea yet, but my idea is unique.
No, it's
And
not.
I'm a partner, and this is what we're doing.
I promise it's not as music as you think. I promise it with my whole soul.
I know that's annoying. I know that's annoying.
It's not annoying, I just want you to win. And you believing that is gonna make you lose.
So I'm afraid of the NDA and telling people my idea.
Your NDA won't hold up in court. There is no idea. NDA is just fucking fake.
Okay, so
Why do you vet people and feel good about somebody and then go? You know what I mean? And if you're paranoid, which I value for, why don't you film the first meeting? So when that douchebag or douche gal goes and steals it, at least you can destroy their life for being the worst.
I need that
okay,
audio.
And then delegate a big amount, give them a big percentage so that
By the way, minimum 50%.
okay.
You're not gonna be operating the business. You have to have like a partner, not, you know, yeah, definitely.
Thanks, Bestie.
You got it, Bestie.
How do you stay authentic to yourself when you're still in the process of finding yourself? Is a question for you.
It's a great question. By putting out whatever the fuck you want to put out every day. Like if your identity is your epic green hair and you want to cut it, cut your shit. You know, like just being you. Like this is how I've won. Like listen, I'm the tortoise in the social media game. I'm the 2006, 14 years ago, 31-year-old white dude making wine videos on YouTube. I've just stayed true to myself the whole way, and that's where it came from. Just not being scared to change. Most kids are gonna get fucked up because they're gonna get famous when they're kids, but you change so much between fucking 15 and 40, and they're gonna try to hold, like, I mean, I get the creep. I have so much compassion, like so many people that are attractive hit me up and they're like, they don't want to show their fucking tits and ass anymore, but like they don't feel like you can get likes anymore, or their fucking muscles, or like, it's just, you have to be you and have to sacrifice what you're gonna fucking, that you're gonna get less engagement for a little while. When I switched from wine content to business content, I got destroyed. Everyone's like, stay in your lane, wine boy. That was literally the comment. You know, but I rebuilt because that's who I was. Authenticity question is the easiest thing on earth, the world. It's the easiest to be authentic. It's called be authentic. But everybody's about the clout. That's why Instagram got so fucked up. Everyone's fucking PRing themselves. Shit is so fake in there, it's crazy. And news alert, TikTok will too in 2 years. Every platform does. You should have seen the Nirvana. 2006, Twitter was like a fucking hippie village. I started talking about business and people got mad at me. And here we are 14 years later, 83%. Negativity is louder than positivity. It's not more powerful than it, but it is louder. And so that's why I put out so much love. Alright?
If you were 17 to 22 years old living in a content house, what ideas would you have to make your experience more robust and successful?
That's such a good fucking question. Okay, so a couple things. One, I would first realize how fucking lucky I am that I live in a fucking content house. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's so cool.
There's a riot going on. Donovan!
I don't know, somebody's going crazy, but like, first, and I mean this.
Look at Donovan, he's trying to edit.
Please have, don't worry, Donovan, I know it was you. The first thing is perspective. A content house, Ryan, you know this, you talk about your college years so fondly, and you and your buddies, all of us have that moment, whether it was summer camp, whether it's college, like, this is like a moment for, you know, Ari and Rachel's room right now. I'm looking at the room, like, this is a moment. And so first and foremost, you need to come with love, not jealousy. My biggest concern for Content House is subconscious jealousy. You're seeing somebody in the crew doing a little bit better, or getting somebody hotter to date, or whatever the fuck it is. So first and foremost, like, just truly being grateful, and being grateful for how special this time is, and enjoying it, and realizing you're gonna make lifelong friends if you realize the most important thing in life. My friends, and especially for the Content House, because it creates a competitive subconscious dynamic. Even, my favorite thing about the Content House right now is everyone's like, oh, we're doing this together, we're gonna all rise up. That is just not human. The most competitive people in there, like, you wanna feel it, like, yes, but you have to understand this truth. Nobody else's success is coming out of your own. And this is for everybody in the Content House and everybody outside the Content House. Nobody's success is coming out of yours. So, A, get that into your fucking soul and be happy for the rest of your life. And B, realize you're making some of your best friends. I'm on FaceTime with my college buddies, you know, obviously given the current climate that has just completely fucked me up. You know, 80% of my, you know this, Ryan, you always have good funny jokes about it. 90% of my best friends from college are African American males. And so we're spending a lot of time with each other at night. And like, we're trying to talk about real issues, but on some transparency shit, we're just laughing for 2 hours on some college story shit, right? And so that's what I really want for Rachel and Ari's room. This is so fucking crazy that you live in a time. If there was no internet, you'd be in no fucking Content House. Enjoy the shit out of it. Try to help everybody else get bigger, and watch that karma go into your soul.
I have a question to follow up on that. What about the creators that are around the world, like Akriti, she's in India, and the Fadi brothers in the UK, the people that, Mackenzie in Canada, people that can't really collab right now at all with these, in LA, any
Of
advice
course
to
they
them?
do. I don't need to hear some bullshit from the Nafati brothers. They can collab, go virtual, baby. No excuses. Physical is the only way to collab. Get the fuck out of here. Nafati brothers will figure the fuck out. You're either in yes culture or you're in no culture. Yes, sir. Like, get out of here. I
I
get
mean,
it.
that's what we do it anyway. This is how we started collaborating with people before we went to America. Yeah. But the thing is that we see much bigger opportunity in America, obviously because of the servers. They are like 10 times bigger. Not many people know that you are assigned to your area. We achieved what we wanted to achieve in here. That's why we want to move to America.
We dominated in Britain, except for US.
Yeah.
Listen, I agree with the Beatles strategy.
Yeah.
But let me say this. The number one rule I have in business is don't cry about what you don't control and fucking squeeze the shit out of what you do control. I'm sorry that TikTok location games. So to their point, they're gonna get their ass to America, or they're not. Like, it's just not super complicated. Like, everybody in here is in control.
Yeah, a good example is
That's the reason why we are moving to
Nigeria.
America.
Go ahead, Art.
I was just saying that Dre is in Nigeria right now, as well, so.
Yeah, we actually did a collab. I did have with Natalie and the Body Brothers while I was in Nigeria. We sent each other the videos and we put it together and posted it.
Awesome.
So, I mean, being
Just
together
film
in
whoever's
one
talking.
place
It's out there.
doesn't mean anything. That's the
Yeah.
power of technology. So, I
100%.
totally agree with you, Gary.
Listen, and I think to your point, like it does mean something. Like there's, the houses are bouncing ideas. They can do things on a whim. It just doesn't mean we can't do shit virtual. To your point,
Yeah, exactly.
everybody here should be doing way more virtual. It's how you fucking scale. There's only 9 of you fuckers in the house. There's fucking 9 billion people who should be collaborating. Other than it's a macro strategy to only collaborate because that's a strategy of the house, and that's cool too. But like, fuck, there's so much opportunity virtually.
Should we start our own content house? Just me and you, Gary, or Lauren?
We're just gonna fart and play video games.
So someone wrote, I do great brainstorming, but getting all the things to come to life and execute can be really hard. How do you keep yourself focused and motivated day to day to see your creative vision come to life?
I realize that if you don't, you're gonna lose and you're gonna have to work it back in America. I don't know, like that's the actual answer. Like life's about alternatives. Like I stay motivated because I want to be in control of my life. Maybe you need a producer. So maybe take some of your brand deals and hire somebody full time to be the producer of your shit. I can't believe how many influencers take the money and buy dumb shit instead of buying infrastructure.
Preach.
Well, if
For example, let me go more detail.
Yeah.
A lot of people here have made some money and bought a fucking new outfit or a car or a fucking scooter or fucking some Yeezys instead of hiring a full-time admin who can do all the fucking operational shit that they fucking hate.
who would be the first?
People invest in their clout, but they don't invest in their ops. Their operations, right? They invest in their clout, but they don't invest in their infrastructure.
Who would be the first 2-3 people you would hire? What types of talent would you hire if you were starting
You
out?
have to, it's self-awareness. Some people here are actually not as creative as they think, they're just attractive. So then I would hire a producer of creativity. Other people are so fucking creative, but they can't fucking reply to an email to save their life. I would hire a fucking admin.
I want to open it up a little bit so that you guys can ask questions that maybe I did not get in advance. Feel free to raise your hand and we'll call it just in case there's a bunch of people at once. Drea, you're up.
I want to talk about investing because you just brought up about the topic of investing. And as content creators, a lot of the teens too, we're making a lot of money. So, um, what companies or how do you think we can invest our money into to make sure we see a return? Apart from investing in our content, but what else? What companies can we invest in?
Invest in your content and your infrastructure. You're in control of that shit. You see where I'm going? Don't rush to fucking find Facebook and Twitter and Uber like I did, because it's fucking glamorous. I did that after years of building infrastructure. The best thing you can do right now is buy TikTok ads to amplify your shit. No matter how much organic you
It's
get.
30 an hour.
People are like, Gary, but I get 3 million views. I'm like, what's wrong with 5 million?
Hey, where do you get the TikTok ads?
They're coming. They're about to open up the beta. I'm in the beta right now, but it's coming.
Donovan, oh, sorry, go ahead.
What do you mean by TikTok ads?
We told him to put everything there.
You know how you can run ads on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, where you can just run media to amplify your content? It's coming.
Like promote your video if you post it.
Yep.
Oh, that's good.
But but if you're smart, you won't promote them, you'll target certain groups.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, Donovan, you had a question. You want to come off mute, Donovan?
Sorry, I had an outburst of sound earlier because I couldn't go protest today, so I'm making a cool edit for my friend who is protesting.
Awesome.
But I thought I was muted. But so I don't really do TikTok like I don't do that as a job, but rather I use it to amplify my music and promote my music.
Awesome.
And so I was wondering.
I would consider that the most important job of a musician. On some real shit.
Yeah, it really helps. Like one of my videos went viral, and that's why my song just hit 1 million.
Of course it will. It's 100% tied into each other.
Yeah. So when you were talking about ads, I always see like music ads, like artists like Come and Gray and stuff. They have like ads pop up on TikTok.
Yep.
I don't know what that's about. Like I was
You mean the one when you open the app, the one that takes over, or in the feed?
Yeah, the one thing right when you open the app.
Yeah, you can buy that for $400,000 if you want that one.
Mm.
The one I'd like you to buy is the one that everyone's gonna have, where you can spend $150 and target Asian American males on the coast that like music because you think there might be a connection. You see where I'm going?
Okay, facts. That's coming soon?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Gary.
Okay, sir. So by the way, when that gets me into so when you're like, oh, but I can't do that now. So, but I'm saying save your money so you can really do it in a month when you do it instead of buying some other shit. Well, that's the question.
The bodies.
All right. So my question is, because we are planning to go to America, would you rather save some amount of money, like for example, let's say 100K, and then move to America, or just do it right away?
It depends on how gangster you are. If you're fancy and want a nice place and eat decent food, then you gotta save money. If you're like me and we're willing to live in a shitty fucking apartment, have shitty clothes, have shitty cars, and not give a fuck, then you can start tomorrow.
Well, we were growing up in rough areas, so we're not scared of this. But the thing
so go
is,
tomorrow.
it's your family. It's your family. But apart of that, apart of my family and all this, we are planning to get like a big mansion as a strategy to create more content with bigger guys.
So listen, a couple things. Mansions cost money, so you answer your own question. Number two, everyone's getting a mansion, so you may want to rethink that because the houses here, like, once it becomes the thing, it no longer becomes the thing, and so you need to be thoughtful about that. Several people in here were first movers into houses, they got the value. That's becoming a diminishing, you're just now another fucking house. You might want to go the other way and make your house a shitty fucking studio apartment in the hood.
Yeah. Okay.
Now there's so many. I've been hit up by 47 houses to invest in this week.
Is it saturated?
We're the 15 to 18-year-old girl house. We're the Korean dude house. We're the videos dude, like, everyone's got a fucking house.
How much room is there for a house? Is it saturated?
A lot. Like,
Yeah.
but But there's definitely diminishing returns, no question. It's like boy bands, right? Backstreet Boys came out, there was enough room for NSYNC and 98 Degrees and like one other one, but that was when it ended, even though there was 800.
Yeah, we have, I don't know where Adam Cohen went, but he wants to start a house, and we were talking about the idea yesterday of just switching houses basically, like renting one every couple of weeks, like not necessarily for a long time.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but one thing for everybody to keep in mind, the reason TikTok had a moment and an opportunity was because of other things going on Instagram. The houses thing you have to be very thoughtful about. It's only making people feel bad about where they live. You have to be very thoughtful. At first it's glamorous, then you fucking hate it. So be thoughtful.
That's a great point.
I mean, as someone that, from an outsider's point of view in this perspective, I think the value of the house is just the ability to create content with other creatives at scale all day. You guys are bouncing ideas off each other and getting
Yeah, but
ideas.
it doesn't have to look like fucking Housewives of fucking Orange County.
Exactly, it could be in a shack.
But the Nafati brothers are talking about a mansion, and I don't think it's wrong. I'm not shitting on houses. I'm strategizing, for people to know that the counter to the house has already emerged. I read shit. I watch. I know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm not here 20 years straight by accident. I'm trying to help everyone here.
What do you think about like just collectives? Like, I mean, in some aspect, like Jason Coffey is a house, right? It's him. It's
his actual fucking family.
Yeah, it's his family. So, but like, you know, Drea, for example, has a lot of friends that she started cultivating on TikTok and buying early. They don't necessarily have to move into a house to have a collective, right? And to create content together. Yeah. So.
Of course not. But the house is epic. I love the fucking house. But there's also innovation. What I'm saying is, instead of being the next person that buys a house or rents a house, go rent a fucking summer camp and be the first camp. Oh, you like that house? Let's go. You know what I mean? Like
I've been saying camps for so long. Nobody wants to at me on it. TikTok, bro. Invite Little Huddy and his headed tapping friends. Like, bro, it's gonna be the best camp ever.
If I don't see a fucking e-boy camp before the end of summer, this.
You, me, e-boy camp, alright. Yeah.
What I'm saying is, look, I'll let Brian take the floor here. I think the biggest thing that probably surprised Brian when we started being business partners is how creative I actually am, because I don't speak about that part of it. And that, right, I appreciate Mary Kate where you went. I see you shaking your head. That's what I'm good at. That's how I stay relevant. But I also listen to people. So between being creative and listening to people, you can imagine, I'm listening. 16 weeks ago, every house was the fucking coolest. Now 30% of the feedback is, fuck you, Rich. Step 1, be rich. Step 2, fuck you, I'm hurting. Fuck you with your house. Got it? So I'm watching, I'm listening. Then I'm creative. I'm like, okay, the house might not be in play. Fuck it, maybe it's a camp. Maybe you rent a fucking bus. I don't fucking know. Buy an old Taco Bell. Taco House. What?
I think you hit the nail on the head too. It's like these houses are missing the producer, someone to keep the storyline going. You know, you could do dances anywhere, and then the house is just a prop. But if you made it, you know, these interwoven stories, that would actually give more value to a house and living together.
Correct. And the house up front is a good story framework, but it becomes stale very fast.
Right. It's all about the casting, right? Just like Jersey Shore, just like Real World in the old days. These are the new houses.
100,000%.
Yep.
But the reason everyone's gonna fail on making it interesting is they're gonna keep themselves in a pocket because they're scared to show their true self.
Exactly.
It's just very real. The number one thing I want to push you all to do is make content around things that's true to your heart that nobody knows about. That you love sewing, that you fucking watch wrestling, that you're actually a nerd even though you're super fucking attractive. Like, that's how you win. Real. The other shit becomes mundane. Everyone fucking looks the same.
Correct.
And now with plastic surgery, you fuckers are actually looking the same.
Any other questions?
Let me just give you guys another history lesson. I'll get you in a second, Jason. Why do you think Charlie popped? She was the counter Kylie. It all fucking ebbs and flows. Be thoughtful. Don't follow. Fucking lead with who the fuck you are. Jason Judd. You hit unmute. That's what you did.
So my daughter was asking me this question, with the moment that we're in that you're talking about, where TikTok is a moment, the houses are a moment, like all these things, especially TikTok. If she was asking, I really want to do a YouTube channel, like her own personal YouTube channel. She has a channel on.
Yes.
You know.
If you're okay with it, the answer is yes.
Yeah, and I am. She was saying, like, I'm already dedicating X amount of hours to social media every day, and I feel like I'm gonna have to sacrifice like an hour of my TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram time combined in order to sew into YouTube. So do you think that that's a trade that's worth it, or just stick with
it? It's all gonna come down to execution. In theory, I like it, but if she's not good at YouTube, it might not work. And then, depending on her ambitions, like if she was my daughter, I'd be like, hey, before we trade, because you've got all this ambition, let's really look at every minute you're spending in life. Because you might be, this is back to the admin for a lot of people. You might be spending 4 hours on your TikTok when it should only be 45 minutes of your time, because you should have a $40,000 a year admin that took care of the other 3 hours to prep you. See where I'm going, Jason?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that one hit you. I see it. Right?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Yep, Drea.
I have a question. So Gary, I met you when you came to USC to talk to us at the Marshall School of Business, and I asked you personally, I was like, not like I stalked you or whatever, but I saw you when you were about to enter your car, and I was like, hey, you have any tips? Because I'm a TikTok star. And
Grant, that was you and 3 or 4 of your friends, right?
Yeah,
I remember. Go ahead.
Figuring out products, and you told me to ask my audience, like, you know, what you guys want to see. And at that time, TikTok was still younger. There was still the newsfeed crowd. So I was like, hey, what do you guys want to see? And they were telling me, like, fidget spinners and all this, like, things that I'm not generally passionate about to bring out a product about, you know? So my question is, like, how can we channel? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right? Do it again.
That's true. Okay.
Do it again.
Awesome.
You'll get your answer. They will always give you the answer.
Cool. Next. Question answered again.
I'm seeing if there were any other.
Ryan.
Yeah.
You know, have you communicated to this crew? I know and we've already talked to some of them because some of these wonderfully epic peeps were part of my 12-hour talkathon, but let's make sure we communicate to everybody here. We're doing a lot of written articles on 1:37 p.m. of how you won, on how you made like your origin story on TikTok. I want to make sure everybody here gets an opportunity to be interviewed.
Yeah, you know, we have 2 media properties. One is Pure Wow on the women's side, and then we have a youth culture platform called 1:37 p.m. that we launched a couple of years ago. And on 1:37 p.m. we are doing articles at scale about people that popped on TikTok for various reasons. So we're going to be interviewing and telling your origin stories to help you, give you more exposure, but also just help you tell your story. And obviously Gary will be helping push those out, etc. But we'd love to hear from you guys. Mary Kate, who should they reach out to if they want to talk about their story?
They can reach right out to me, Mary Kate at Gallery Media Group.
Put it in the chat. Type it in the chat.
Already done it.
So reach out to Mary Kate if you want to be interviewed and have that on the 137 site and social, etc. Because we'd love to talk to you guys about your story.
Jesse had a question, real quick.
Hey Gary, I have a question.
Come here. Come on. They can see you.
I'm pretty sure they can see you.
Oh, I don't know.
Hey Gary, what's up? I have a question. How many posts do you suggest a day? Because I usually do like 2 or 3, but I've seen you talk about it, post even more.
Yeah, TikTok's algorithm is not penalizing you guys. So, right now, bro, I would really go 5, 6, 7. Like, I mean it. Because it's going to go, listen, you know how it is. You're gathering attention, you're building. And I'm telling you, bro, everybody who didn't post more often on Instagram in 2012 that was in your spot regretted it. Everybody who didn't post more on Twitter in 2007, like, in the history of social media, everybody regrets not hitting it hard when it's easy. And you know this already, bro. It's already harder than it was 6 months ago.
Yeah,
It's about to get way harder. Way harder.
Thank
I'd
you.
rather you go ham. I'd rather you go ham for the next 6 months and take a 3-month vacation than not go ham.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do, Gary. Thank you.
I love it. Get yours, bro.
Now we got Tiana with a question here. Right now.
Sorry, I was trying to like say something to know.
Hi,
My mom's
Tiana.
a really big fan.
Thank you.
She's like in
Tiana,
your
something
mind.
like that.
But so like we talked about like offering value for free first, but that value comes with having a niche. Like I've struggled a lot with finding my niche, my thing on social media, specifically on news defense, figuring that out.
I think your niche is you, the human being, not one part of you. I mean it, on some real shit, on some snowflake shit. I think the way you have a niche is by being fully you. Fully you. You know what I mean? Like, show them every part about you. Because that's how you break out. You know, like, you break out, like, I'm so weird. I talk business, I talk the New York Jets, I talk wine. My shit's all over the fucking place on some potpourri stuff. You know? Like, that's where I think the niche is. Showing your full self. I know Natalie's a fucking actress and is gonna be a star, but I don't know if she plays Legos, or she's good at chess, or she eats gourmet cheese, or she like is bad at dating. I don't fucking know, but I want to know all of it.
And can I ask a more?
Yeah, go ahead.
How like do you have any advice on like dealing with anxiety and depression, like getting in the way of being productive?
I mean, that's what I'm spending most of my time on. I'm trying to get you to love yourself so much that nobody else's opinion fucking matters. Like, every single person here is struggling because they care about the following count and the engagement count. Like I'm trying to get every social media platform in the world to hide not only likes. Oh, I'm frozen?
Yeah. Froze when you said that.
Can you guys see me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to get the social media platforms to literally hide all likes and follow counts across the board, because I'm trying to get everybody out of the anxiety of fucking popularity. We're all stuck in fucking high school. And a lot of people here's clout comes from how many followers they have, but I'm telling you right now, it's not worth the fucking mental like health issues. Most people don't have the self-esteem to deal with the downfall from the climb up, and everybody here will downfall. So how do I recommend it, and what am I looking for? I'm trying to get you to fucking love yourself, period. There's somebody who's always gonna be richer, somebody's always gonna have more followers, somebody's always gonna be prettier in your own opinion, and I'm trying to get people to fucking love themselves out here.
Hey, Ben Gans had a question. He's been waiting for a little while.
That figure. Sorry to hijack. Quick question. Dude, a little side project built virtual graduation live streams. 41 employees. It's gonna end July 1. Full production infrastructure. What do you think is next? Where's that pivot come from?
Meaning, what do you do with those 41 folks?
Yeah, the whole company.
Because it was just about graduations?
That's it.
I mean, look, those skills translate to content production, and content production is needed in perpetuity. You decide to go very narrow and niche. You know, if you decide to continue to stay narrow and niche, there's plenty of weddings and birthdays and bar mitzvahs that are needed for the rest of the summer as we stay in this year. I mean, who knows what happens with Corona? All the Corona conspiracists are about to get humbled when they start seeing the Corona numbers after these protests in America. It's gonna explode. It's extended us being stuck at home for real. So, there's a lot of places. The key that you need to do is take it to the macro. You took advantage of a white space, which I love you for. You need to decide, do you want to stay narrow, or do you just want to broaden that's content production because everyone needs that?
I'm gonna give it to Ari and give it to all the kids. That's what we're gonna do.
Smart.
Hey,
I gotta bounce.
wait, Brandon's got one last one.
Okay,
Gary, my guy. All right, I have a question off topic. So I have this collection signed card, and it's Kobe and LeBron. So how would I go on by selling this? Like looking to sell it?
You need to get that authenticated. You need to submit it to a company called PSA.
Yeah. I mean, I have the
Got you. I see it.
Yeah.
So eBay, bro.
What?
eBay.
eBay? Alright, appreciate it. I'm gonna do that.
And if you're scared that it goes for less than the number you want, start the bidding price at the number you want.
For sure.
And then promote the shit out of your post because you'll get more views on it. And
Yeah,
you got a
facts.
chance to make more money. Yeah. All right, bet. I love everybody.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Now,
Everybody.
before you go, or you're off.
Alright.
Ryan, do you want to tell them about the Pure Wow thing real quick?
Sure. So our brand Pure Wow is doing something on TikTok and Instagram called Pure Wow Life. It's going to be the Pure Wow Life